My name is Austyn. With me today is Adam and Martin, and we are Rockzip. We make high-altitude balloons. Now, we all know that you can go up to space on rockets, but tens of thousands of payloads are taken to space every year on high-altitude balloons. And we're going to take millions of people to the edge of space that otherwise could not get there because of the cost of rockets. Now, in particular, we are the Model T of the high balloon industry. We are going to drive innovation and automation into an industry that has a lot of manual labor currently. Now, the current market for the high balloon in the 6-pound and under category, we estimate it's $70 million today. We think this market is going to double within the next 3 years and be worth almost $500 million by 2020. Now, we know that Google right now is working on the Google Loon project to spread internet around the world on high-altitude balloons. They're going to need tens of thousands of balloons. Someone has to make these efficiently. And we also know that Kmont Balloons, one of the world's largest distributors of latex weather balloons, has had to take down the contact information on their site because of so much recent interest. Now, what are the customer pains? High prices. A lot of manual labor means it's going to be expensive. We know there's a low supply. In fact, even websites that have balloons often are out of stock and slow delivery. There's a complex launch of having delicate materials requiring several people trying to launch these balloons. And over 99% of these balloons are not reusable. So how is Rockzip different? Well, we are the efficient manufacturer. We'll be low price, 50% savings on the same type of float balloons that we offer. We will have a constant supply. You order today, we'll ship it to you tomorrow. We will have a simple launch. 1 or 2 people can launch a Rockzip balloon. They're very durable. You don't need special gloves. And we'll be focusing on reusability in the future so that these can be even cheaper per launch. So who are we targeting for sales? Weather and education markets we'll be reaching out to through the online retail as well as distributors who sell full balloon kits. And we'll be attacking the larger customers such as Google Loon, Telecom, maybe some of the smaller NASA launches through more of a customized direct sale approach. Currently, we're working a lot on our social media, public relations, both locally in Indiana, and bringing it out nationally. And we are actually launching a Kickstarter in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which we hope all of you NewSpace will help support us. Some of our official partnerships, University of Michigan is helping us final test our balloons because education is one of our first markets to make sure that we're set up before we go into full commercialization. Spaceport America is now official partner because they're expecting over 200,000 visitors at their location, and not everyone can afford a ticket into suborbital. As well as the Challenger Learning Center. There are over 40 around the United States, and we'll be piloting with them next week for the first collaboration. As a competitive analysis, you will see that Rockzip, on terms of price, average float time, the launch team required, and ease of purchase, that we are definitely above our competitors, and we have carved out a beautiful niche in the under 6-pound payload market. We've put in $20,000 up to date. We're looking for $250,000 investment, which we expect in 15-time ROI by year 3, upwards to an 85 times ROI by year 5. Now is the time. The high balloon industry is exploding, enormous need for these balloons, and we own the intellectual property and are going to be flying these very soon. Thank you very much, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the team as we move forward. Thank you.
Just a quickie. So you didn't talk about the technology at all. I know you only had 4 minutes. So what is it about your balloons that you can sell them for half the price? You said they work better too, but why can you make them so much more cost effective?
Primarily through the automation. So we have a lot of patents that are currently pending of the way that we make them. We're taking hands away from the manufacturing process, and we're using slightly variation on materials, still proven in the aerospace industry, but different so that they can be done more by machinery and not hands.
In terms of your market, for the 6-pound and under that you guys are focusing on, just quantities, what does it look like today and then a couple years out into the future?
So if we focus on the 4 main markets we've been mentioning, the largest one and the most stable one is the meteorology or weather. That's already proven and stable and still growing. Then if we look at the K-12 STEM programs and telecom and loon projects, we see that today there are more than 300,000 weather balloons or high altitude balloons in the air. And we expect these rapid growth rates in most of the 4 core segments we are targeting. And we are planning on just getting a tiny piece of that is already going on. And we're confident that we're going to make it.
What altitude does your balloon fly at, and how long does it stay up?
Currently, we're aiming for around 65,000 feet just to get started. Right now, we've been flying prototypes that have given us a sense for what our design will be capable of doing. But right now, ours fly at about half of that altitude, but we get the estimated float time that we're looking for.
Just one quick question. So it seems like the market is metrology. I mean, it's 50x anything else or more. And so is that the U.S. government? Is this global or is this U.S. only? And so is that the U.S. government? Does that mean your business wins and loses based on one customer?
Well, what's interesting is that there are over 800 balloons flown per year, or per day, just for meteorology. And there's about 200 in the U.S. and about 600 around the world. And time doesn't matter, good economy, bad economy. Every day, twice a day, they launch balloons. So this is just something that has been historically, in order to get the weather predictions that we have. Oh, the customer is under NOAA, the National Weather Service in the United States. And then would be one customer for the daily launch, but then there are, right now, a lot of university researchers. Example would be, I'm specifying a project in the ozone layer, and so they would get grants in order to focus on a different type of weather.
You're looking to sell your balloons, it looks like for $200 a piece, and then what's your cost on those units?
This is for the weather market. It's a slightly smaller balloon because of very small payloads. So the cost on those, because this is all public, we're not specifying, but we're very driven when it comes to the automation, making sure that we have healthy margins to continue as a business.
Do you view UAVs that fly at that altitude, like Titan Aerospace or sounding rockets, as competitors?
I think that for some applications, yes. I think anything that goes up to that altitude could definitely be a competitor, especially once you start getting into really long duration flights. Google, they just bought some UAV companies, Tech Aerospace. So the difference is that we're targeting right now the small consumer type market under 6-pound payload. But yes, they're definitely competitors.